forte here?
Academically, she is very bright.
Very bright woman.
Yeah.
She's got an Oxford MA in experimental psychology, no less.
Yes.
She's a part-time maths tutor. She used to be a bank manager. So you figure numbers have got to be her area too.
Does she have a reputation in the quizzing world?
Not really. I mean, this is the thing. She's a genuine dark horse. Coming out of left field, if you will, with some top talents, but not the usual credentials. And as such, she could really upset the form books tonight.
Thank you, James. But what about the contestants? Let's find out how they're feeling about their game ahead.
I'm absolutely petrified of doing it. I know that I've got certain weaknesses, but again, I've got certain strengths, so I'm hoping that I can play the game right and hopefully go on and win.
All day I've been feeling really nervous, but now I'm here, I don't feel too bad. Whether I'll feel the same way when all the audience is here, I don't know. So
who's going to come out on top?
You know, countdown winners do so well on Grand Slam that it really suggests that it's going to be Graham's game. With his word skills, if Laura's serious about this, she really needs to make the other rounds count, starting with the first one, general knowledge.
Yes, of course. So, are you going to name a name?
Yeah, Graham.
Graham. OK. So, we have our contestants. They've put down their money. Are they ever going to see it again? We're about to find out as they enter the Grand Slam arena. Well, Graham and Laura will now have just a minute to settle down, and while they get ready, it's time for the rules. Grand Slam is played over 5 rounds. Both contestants begin each round with a minute on their clocks. Once a contestant gives a correct answer, their clock stops and their opponent's begins to count down. The player whose clock runs out first loses the round, and their opponent keeps whatever time they have left. The time they accumulate is added to the time they have to play with in the final and decisive round. Now, each contestant has 3 switches to use at any time over the 5 rounds. If they don't like a question, they can switch it to their opponent, but they can only switch at the end of a question. So those are the rules. I think Laura and Graham, well, one looks nervous, the other looks quite happy about it, but they are ready. They are now, for the first time tonight, in the control of the questioner.
Graham and Laura, take your positions. Round 1 is a general knowledge round. Both contestants start with 1 minute on the clock. You both have 3 switches to use. Earlier you tossed a coin to see who should go first, and Laura, you lost, so you will answer the first question. Your clock will start to count down now. Which planet shares its name with the winged messenger of the gods?
Mercury.
Correct. Graham, according to the rhyme, what is Monday's child?
Pass.
Fair of face. Prior to 1973, which country was known as British Honduras?
Bermuda.
Belize. Which character did Conan Doyle describe as the Napoleon of crime?
Switch.
Moriarty.
Correct. Graham, in World War II, by what name was the RAF 617 Squadron better known?
Dambuster Squadron.
Correct. Laura, how was the Italian painter Michelangelo Merisi more commonly known?
Michelangelo.
Caravaggio. In rowing, what name is given to the oarsman who sets the timing for the crew?
Cox.
Stroke. What name is given to the blue-banded mineral mined in Derbyshire?
Pass.
Blue John. Which actor scratched one of his corneas during the filming of A Clockwork Orange?
Malcolm McDowell.
Correct. Graham, what is the name of the Manx Parliament?
Pass.
The Tynwald. Who was the first British female to have a UK #1 solo hit album?
Sandy Shaw.
Kate Bush. Which day of the week is named after the wife of the Norse god Odin?
Thursday.
Friday. Willy Loman is the central character in which 1949 play by Arthur Miller?
Pass.
Death of a Salesman. Which cosmetics magnate was born Josephine Esther Mentzer in 1908?
Estee Lauder.
Correct. Laura, which state of the USA has its capital at Frankfurt?
Mississippi.
Kentucky. In Shakespeare's play, which of King Lear's 3 daughters dies in his arms?
Regan.
Cordelia. In 1965, who became the first person to walk in space?
Neil Armstrong.
Alexei Leonov. Which Jewish ceremony translates to mean son of the commandment?
Switch.
Pass.
Bar mitzvah. Graham, you're out of time. You lose round 1. Laura, you keep 8.65 seconds to take through to the final round.
Well, we can see Graham's weakness, can't we?
Yeah,
he
straight
used
away.
his switch wisely, but Laura didn't.
Yeah.
She should have switched much sooner. She lost almost 30 seconds in
on the
those last
Kentucky
4
question.
questions.
Yeah. She'll be heartened by the fact that Graham is obviously struggling with that kind of question, just 2 out of 8 there. He, on the other hand, will be thinking that hopefully he's going to bail himself out of trouble with the words and numbers later on.
Yes, OK. Well, of course, we do move on now to the numbers and logic
Sure.
round. So I know that Graham is very good at mental arithmetic.
Yeah, he's tried and tested here. He's done the countdown stint. He's proved himself there. She's a maths tutor. She's done her time in a bank. She should have the talent to do it, but it's a very special skill. You know, all those Roman numeral
Well,
conversions.
I think they're both going to be good at this.
Yeah?
Yes, I do. I think maybe some tactics might be used here, but we have seen some extraordinary duels in this particular round, and Graham and Laura have got a lot to live up to. The contestants, I think, are now ready. We're certainly ready, aren't we, James? They're now in the control of the questioner.
Graham and Laura, take your positions. Round 2 is the numbers and logic round. Again, contestants both start with 1 minute on the clock. You both have 2 switches left. Graham, you lost the last round, so you will answer the first question. Your clock will begin to count down now. What is 13 plus 8 minus 14 plus 24?
31.
Correct. Laura, what is 7% of 700?
49.
Correct. Graham, multiply the number of hours in a day by the number in a baker's dozen.
312.
Correct. Laura, what is 180 divided by 12?
15.
Correct. Graham, what is the centigrade equivalent of 149 degrees Fahrenheit?
80.
65 degrees. What is 13.6 minus 6.2?
7.4.
Correct. Laura, how is 547 expressed in Roman numerals?
D. X, L, V, 1, 1.
Correct. Graham, what is 26 squared?
676.
Correct. Laura, what is 2/9 of 162?
Switch.
36.
Correct. Laura, how long is 42 feet 2 inches in inches?
Pass.
506 inches. What is 13 times 15?
195.
Correct. Graham, how long is 5 hours 55 minutes plus 4 hours 44 minutes?
10 hours, 39 minutes.
Correct. Laura, what is 854 plus 1,277?
Switch.
2,131.
Correct. Laura, what is 7% of 800?
56.
Correct. Graham, what is 546 divided by 7? Graham, you are out of time. You lose round 2. Laura, you keep 4.44 seconds to take through to the final round.
Laura used 2 switches there.
Yeah, but she used the second one so brilliantly. The best use of it I think we've seen so far in Grand Slam.
I know.
He got the answer, but she used up all of his clock, making him work for it.
It was fantastic, though. Who will be going through to the Grand Slam quarter-final and who will be saying goodbye to £1,000 of their own hard-earned cash? Well, Graham and Laura are now leaving for a bit of a break to think about exactly that. Laura, in particular, I would imagine, will be hoping that words won't fail her in part 2. We'll see you after the interval. Welcome back to part 2 of Grand Slam, the quiz show that sorts out the very best from the even better. Tonight, putting up £1,000 to take part are the unbeaten countdown champion of champions, Graham Nash from Preston, against East London's gambling dog-eat-dog winner, Laura Richardson. Now, Laura has won both rounds so far, but it has been exceptionally close. She's banked 13 seconds, but she's now used all of her switches, whereas Graham still has 2 left to play with. That could be very important. Now, during the interval, we caught up with both of them to get their reactions to the contest so far. First of all, Graham.
I feel that I'm still in the game, which I didn't know I would be after the first round, depending on, obviously, opponent's level of general knowledge. And but I thought I'd do better at the numbers game than I did. Maybe a bit too slow. Maybe have to speed up a little bit.
So I'm worried that I don't have any switches left, I think. I'm not really confident about the words and letters round at all, and the contemporary round, or any round. But I'll just have to try and keep focused.
This, as they say on other programmes, could be a game of two halves, couldn't it?
It certainly could. You know, we've never had a come-from-behind win on this show.
Graham's got rid of what he regarded as his big weakness, which was
Yeah.
general knowledge.
Yeah,
He's
although we
looking
have got
forward.
contemporary knowledge shortly.
Yeah.
But all the factors are there for him to come back and possibly take this, because he's so strong on words, and we've got that coming up very shortly.
Yes.
And he's got the two switches, which I think Laura is absolutely right to be worried about.
Yes. So how do you see the rest of tonight's competition going then, Jen?
Well, you know, Graham was saying about how he's never lost before. And I would still be confident if I were him, because he is so strong on words.
Okay.
We have got, obviously, something before that, a contemporary round.
Yes. I mean, they're both just coming back onto the stage now after their break. It's contemporary knowledge next.
Yeah.
He's looking forward to that.
Yeah, he says he is. I mean, he lists that as a strength of his, but although we've never seen it tested, she's covered some of this territory before on the various quiz shows she's taken part in. It's always a level of this. It's always very tough to call.
It's going to be good.
Yeah.
It's going to be good. Two young champions, but who's been reading the newspapers as well as Heat magazine? We'll find out shortly. Once again, the contestants are now in the control of the questioner.
Graham and Laura, take your positions. Round 3 is the contemporary knowledge round. As usual, both of you start with 1 minute on the clock. Graham has 2 switches and Laura has no switches left to use. Graham, you lost the last round, so you will answer the first question. Your clock will start to count down now. Which artist re-signed to EMI Records for a reputed £80 million in
Robbie
October?
Williams.
Correct. Laura, who officially became president of Russia in 2000?
Vladimir Putin.
Correct. Graham, in the TV series Friends, which character married Monica?
Chandler.
Correct. Laura, whose books won an Excellence in England Award for services to tourism this year?
Pass.
J.K. Rowling. On which date each year does grouse shooting legally begin in Britain?
15th.
12th of August. Which Wigan-born tenor is known as The Voice?
Tom Jones.
Russell Watson. What is the name of Nottinghamshire's county cricket ground?
Pass.
Trent Bridge. Which song-swapping website closed down in 2001 after a court injunction?
Pass.
Napster. Which Canadian city is served by Lester B. Pearson Airport?
Ottawa.
Toronto. Which British politician married fiancée Sarah Girling on 20th of July last year?
Gordon Brown.
Charles Kennedy. Who played rap star Eminem's love interest in the 2002 movie 8 Mile?
Pass.
Brittany Murphy. Kitchen Confidential is a non-fiction work by which New York chef?
Pass.
Anthony Bourdain. How many regional constituencies does Britain have in the European Parliament? Laura, you're out of time. You lose round 3. Graham, you keep 50.71 seconds to take through to the final round.
And there you see how, when you have no switches left,
Yeah.
it can just go. That was 9 questions Laura had.
Yeah, she got the first one right, and we thought, ooh, in for a tight round
Yes.
here.
And
But as
then
you
a run
say,
of 9,
Yeah.
but she couldn't switch.
She couldn't switch, she couldn't get her way out of it, and I'm surprised she didn't get Napster.
Yes.
Yeah.
But on Grand Slam, of course, we're not just a television show. You can also play it on your mobile phone. Thousands of you have registered for the quiz on SMS, where there's a cash prize to be won. So to play, or if you haven't yet registered, just send the word SLAM to this number. 83188. That's 83188, and everything will be explained. Good luck to you. So it looks as though we're ready for round 4 now. They certainly are. Words and letters.
Yeah.
Surely, Graham. Again.
Well, this is Graham's home territory. This is Nashville, if you like. And I think the problem for Laura is that where she was confident maybe after her first couple of rounds, you could hear in that round, as it pass after pass, you could just hear the register of her voice dropping, shoulders slumping. And now she's heading into the area where Graham really should cut loose, and I'm looking for something quite spectacular for him here.
All right, let's see if we do see something spectacular. Let's find out, because they are now in the control of the questioner.
Graham and Laura, take your positions. Round 4 is the words and letters round. As with all of the first 4 rounds, both of you will start with 1 minute on your clocks. Graham has 2 switches and Laura has no switches left to use. Laura, you lost the last round, so you will answer the first question. Your clock will begin to count down. Now, which artist is hidden in this phrase?
Monet.
Correct. Graham, how many consonants are there in the word substitution?
5.
7. Separate the country from its currency in this mesh.
Israel. Shekel.
Correct. Laura, in the Greek alphabet, which letter comes 2 before lambda?
Mu.
Iota. Which former First Lady is an anagram of Lynch a trillion?
Clinton.
Correct. Graham, spell Piccadilly.
Piccadilly.
Correct. Laura, which word completes the first and begins the second in this puzzle?
Pass.
Base. Which letter would you drop to get a coastal indentation?
T.
R. Which sea is a covered and colonnaded walk round a quadrangle?
Pass.
Cloister. In the English alphabet, which letter comes midway between P and V?
S.
Correct. Graham, which star sign is hidden in this phrase?
Cancer.
Correct. Laura, how many vowels are there in the word overpopulation?
6.
7. Separate the composer from his opera in this mesh. Puccini, Tosca. Laura, you are out of time. You lose round 4. Graham, you keep 31.04 seconds to take through to the final round.
Well, Graham got 3 out of 4, so didn't really have a chance to shine.
He probably would have expected to have done better. I think she maybe will be glad that she didn't do worse.
Oh, come on, I mean, he's still got 31 seconds banked just from that round alone. So.
Yeah, I mean, he's looking very impressive. He's got 1 minute 21 bank going into the final round. She's just got 13 seconds.
Yes. Well, this is it, James. Someone, Graham or Laura, is about to kiss goodbye to £1,000 of their own money. In the next couple of minutes, we'll be finding out which one of them will be going forward to the quarterfinals and who will be knocked out totally from the competition. Last thought. You say, Graham?
Yeah.
OK. Well, let's find out as we go back to the Grand Slam arena for the final round, where for the last time tonight, the contestants are now in the control of the questioner.
Graham and Laura, take your positions. This is the final round. You start the round with 30 seconds, to which is added the time you have accumulated. Graham, you kept 1 minute 21.75 seconds, which means you'll have 1 minute 51.75 seconds on your clock. And Laura, you kept 13.09 seconds, so you will have 43.09 seconds on your clock. Graham has 2 switches, and Laura has no switches left to use. Laura, you lost the last round, so you will answer the first question. Your clock will begin to count down now. How many carats indicate pure gold?
24.
Correct. Graham, what is 341 divided by 11?
31.
Correct. Laura, in which month does St. Swithin's Day fall?
March.
July. Which C is an alphabet used in Bulgarian and Russian?
Pass.
Cyrillic. Who became the Secretary of State for Wales in October last year?
Pass.
Peter Hain. What is the medical name for the condition commonly known as rabies?
Tetanus.
Hydrophobia. In 1852, which physician first published his English thesaurus?
Roget.
Correct. Graham, what is 5/8 of 128?
Switch. 80. Laura, you are out of time, which means that Graham is the winner of tonight's Grand Slam.
Well done. Come here, Laura. Fantastic, both of you. Is it the worst one you've been on in terms of nerves?
No, but it's the worst one in terms of time pressure.
Yeah.
And I made mistakes, and you can't afford to make any mistakes.
Yes.
And if I were to play it again, I'd do it very differently. But he's a really good opponent, so he deserves to win.
You were petrified to start with.
Petrified to start with. I wish I'd lost because I've now got to go through the nerves again.
Yes, you do. In the quarterfinals. In the leaderboard at the moment, I'm number 4 seed.
Right.
Anyway, thank you very much indeed, Graham.
No problem.
Great contestant. Thank you very much indeed, Laura. You were wonderful, both of you, tonight. I know it's nerve-wracking on this programme. Next week, we'll have another 2 top quizzes who'll be straining every mental muscle for the chance to win the £50,000 prize and, of course, the Grand Slam title. We'll see you next time. Good night.
There's still time to play the Grand Slam text quiz, which kicks off at 9 tonight. Text SLAM to 83188. Now, get yourselves ready for the first big brother of the night. Posh Bird, who can kill with 2 fingers, Lisa. And Peas in a Pod, Cameron and Steph. One of you has to walk.